Saturday Live. Sabine here. And the Saturday Lives that I do are always a little bit different. Last week, I had a guest celebrating a big milestone and my birthday, which is a big milestone. And today I want to talk about AI a little bit because it is the hot topic. And as you can see, the picture that I will put up as my thumbnail is my digital twin. So I want to talk about my digital twin and how to use it in a way that is very obvious, but also staying human when we use AI. And of course, it's very controversial. And I did put up one social media post and I got some like nasty comments. And you know what? That's also when I realized, I think I'm making a splash somehow, somewhat, because when you start getting also some negative comments about it, that is just like weird, right? It's not, I don't mind getting any comments that are different from what I think, what I do, but some of those, they're the people out there, they just wanted to pull you down, right? And we have to also get a thicker skin, especially when we are in the public eye, because there are always people that think differently, and there are always people that feel good if they make someone else bad or looking bad or bringing someone else down, right? So, but I don't want to talk about that per se. I guess we all know that. I want to discuss the issue of how we can use AI. Is AI helpful? Is AI dangerous? I mean, there's so many opinions from both sides or many sides of the spectrum. Some say, no, it's the, why should I say that? The Terminator of the future, right? For those of you who've seen that movie, who grew up in my time, of course, that was like the biggest thing, and it was just so out of this world. And now it's like, oh, but I'm an optimistic person, and that's also that's one thing in my book. Of course, I always have plugged my book because that's what it's all about, Gumption. And in one part, I break down my framework to live a happy and fulfilled life in my book. And one part is optimism. We can never lose optimism, because if we do, yeah, that can bring us down. So what is optimism? I decide to always look at the bright side. I always look at the glass half full rather than half empty. That's just my personality. I always was this way. But as I grew up, I chose to be this way. I choose to think a certain way that makes me happy, that sees the bright side. Because we are living in a world that is polarized. There is light and there's darkness. There is day and there is night. There is positive, there's negative. That's just part of life. Okay? And the question is, where do you choose to stand on? Which side? And with that said, I'm not going to go into any politics or religions. That doesn't matter, but you choose. But be open to also look at the other side, because we need both, positive and negative. If you look at a battery, if you want to if you want to see light in a battery operated flashlight, you need both sides. positive, negative. If you want to listen to music in a battery operated device, there is positive and negatives, right? So we cannot forget that. So, and even if you stand on one side of the spectrum of your belief or how you see things, be open to listen to the other side as well. And be open to share your perspective and be open to receive maybe something you don't see. For me, this is also a part of optimism because especially in the time we're living now in, it's very polarized, and it seems like people are not debating anymore. They are just say it's my way or the highway. They're not looking at others or being open to listen. And that is part of gumption too. You have to have gumption to stand up for your point, but you also have to have gumption to be open to listen. And yeah, I would love to hear your side, your opinion, because that's how we grow together. And that is also how we can make a difference. When we are not closed, if we are open, and each one of us can make a difference in his or her own way. Some choose to go into politics. Some choose to go to underdeveloped countries to help there. Others choose, like myself, I am a leader influencer in bringing thoughts of positivity, of bringing different thoughts to people, to helping understand what we as individuals can do to make a difference in our own lives and in other people's lives. Now, and this is where I feel passionate about, because I know from my own experience in life, the minute when I started to apply some of the principles in personal growth, that's when my life changed. And I want to pay it forward because I know how impactful it can be for your well-being and also for the other people in your life, for your relationships, the relationships you build professionally and personally. It makes a difference. And I'm very, very passionate about. And that's why I am passionate about my book, Gumption, that is being released on August 4th. And I hope that you will get your copy. And I'll put the link in the show notes. And if you want to read it now, and if you want to become part of my book release party and group and supporters, let me know. Put it in the chat or send me an email to sabine@sabinekvenberg.com. And I will personally invite you. Yes, I do read my emails. If there are some funky things or links attached or whatever, it goes to my spam folder. Sorry. But if you just write a very honest email, I'll read it. So yeah, and I'm very excited about that part. And this is how we can make a difference. If you go out and speak in your community, it can be for the Boys and Girls Club, for the Rotary Club, for your local Chamber of Commerce, wherever it is. If you have an expertise, if you have something that will help your community or wherever you speak to or whatever you share your thoughts to, whoever you share your thoughts to, do it. Have gumption and put yourself out there. And now let's go back to AI and how AI change our world. AI is here to stay. You can either fight it or you can get on board. So I decided to get on board Now, the benefit of using AI in an ethical way is for us small solopreneurs, entrepreneurs, small business owners, and not for us small. I'm just saying, if you have a small business, if you're an entrepreneur, solopreneur, right, then this is so beneficial because number one, you can use AI to duplicate yourself in a positive way. By that, I mean, you still, ooh, 111, I have to show you. Oh, I always have to take a picture. 111, look it up if you haven't done it yet. The meaning, if you see the same numbers, like triple numbers or even four of the same, and especially 1111, 1111. Very, very powerful sign from the universe, which, by the way, I also talk about that in my book. The intuition, that guidance that we get from the universe, from God, from higher power, whatever you call it. And it played a big role in my life. And one of the stories I share there is the one very early in my life where I had an almost deadly encounter. So if you want to know what it was about, get my book and read it. Now, see, I'm the creator. So, oops, squirrel, squirrel. And I saw that number. I had to share that. Now going back to AI. I use AI in a specific way. I created my communication clone. And what is that? This is basically you duplicating who you already are, what you already know, what you already created, the way you speak, the way you communicate. And you have to put in work at the beginning. But then that work that you put in, basically feeding your AI the correct data, giving your AI everything it needs to go through to whatever you want to create in the future, creating it like you would. The only difference is it goes in speed that you never could do. And that is the advantage if we use AI in the proper way. And I even created a free challenge. It's my 3-day AI visibility challenge in which I teach you how to create your communication clone. And if you want to be part of it, and if it's still up there, I'll put the link here in the description. And if it's gone, if you watch it at a later time, I might do it again, but you can always learn more. I'm always keeping you up to date with what I do if you go to sabinekvenberg.com/resources. And if this challenge is still there, you can participate in. All right. So a communication clone, in this case, I fed my clone everything that I've done, talks that I had delivered. My whole book is in there. And of course, I have it in a way that it is just for my eyes and my agent's eye, my clone's eye. It's not out in the public, although it is out in the public. But for right now, it's only reserved for advanced readers. You can obviously order your book now, which comes out August 4th. But the good thing is, if you let me know that you did it, I will give you an advanced reader's copy. How fun is that? And that also automatically will include you to my book launch. Will include you to be part of my book launch party, and will also gives you all the availability that is out there for the prizes I give away during that book launch. So you might want to do that. But that is what I also fed my my AI clone. And there are also ways to do it in a very proficient way. And then how to create your voice profile. You have to create a voice profile. So when you ask your AI to write something for you, like a blog post, social media post, a newsletter, whatever it is, it will sound like you. It will write like you because you you created that clone in a way that you fed the right data and also gave the right description once. And all of that I will share with you if you want in my 3-day challenge. So that is what I wanted to talk about today. How can we become more visible? How can we use AI in an ethical way without losing ourselves? And when I put something out created with my AI clone, like a video, for example, you see, it's not me. It is my digital twin. And I usually also put it out there. Hey, my digital twin is talking right now because I'm on vacation. You see, and that is another thing. If you are out for whatever reason, maybe you have to take a leave for health reasons, you still can be there with your digital twin that you can create. There are different platforms out. I'm using HeyGen, by the way. But you can create that and you just have to type in content. The voice, you just create one time. And yeah, it doesn't sound 100% like me. That's why I say it's my digital twin or avatar. There are many different words for it. So people know it sounds like a little bit different, but it's getting closer. I remember it was 2 years ago when I just started out. So I put in a voice example. Oh my God, it sounded terrible. I had a very, very thick English accent. I do have an accent because English is not my native language. I have a German accent. But it was terrible. And I said, no, I cannot use this. Now it's getting closer. It's still not 100% me because, of course, we know ourselves so very well, right? And so that's part of it. It's like, but if I say, well, it's not me, it's my digital twin, and my digital twin can have just a little bit of a different voice, right? And a little bit of a different look, so to speak. But yeah, I use it to get things done faster, quicker, and I feel good about it. And in today's world where everything goes so quickly, so fast, we have to adapt if we want to stay on top of it. And I'm also working on a program. It's a coaching program. It's a 6 months coaching program. And if you feel you are at that point in your life where you know you can make a difference, you have a story to share, you have a book within you, and you are a little bit stuck because there's so much information out there. But in our day and age, right now, it's not about information any longer. Information is there, plenty, plenty. But it is about how you are being led and being held accountable for what you do with that. And this is where my 6 months coaching program comes in. And I'm very passionate about because I know for myself that for a long time, I was not doing the things I ought to do. I created a lot of things. But there is a difference of creating, having all these good ideas in your head and actually getting it out there. And when I began working with the right coaches, working with the right programs, that made a difference. And having also the right person, because I also worked with the quote unquote wrong person. And I say this in quotes because there's no such thing than wrong work, wrong person, wrong everything, because we learn from those experiences. We learn from the derails. And that is my deepest belief. I think that the universe presents something to you at the right time to take off at the right time. And right now, I'm taking off big time, baby. And that is with my book and also with all the things that are happening right now. Oh my gosh, I have to share this with you. And if you're still watching today or right now after 21 minutes into this Saturday Live, I just got an email from a person who hired me to go to an event and be the keynote for that event. And the feedback was just so positive that wow, they really liked you and liked your presentation a lot. So it was very, very, very positive, and it made me feel good. And that's also sometimes what we need to hear, so that we're not just giving, 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 but also receiving it. And that receiving means it can be monetary. Receiving means it can be an email that gives you that positive feedback that fills up our cup. And we cannot forget that. And as an educator, as a performer, as a director, as a coach, we give a lot. And sometimes we forget to receive. And I had challenges with that. And I have to be very honest, especially monetary. And there were some blocks in my life that I had for the longest time. Of course, if you go back, way back into the childhood, I now know that. But it is a work in progress, even when you understand that there are blocks there. But going back, I made some good money, but I never was able to keep it because of the blocks that were there that I had to work with, right? Even though I say, hey, I'm a positive person, I still am. I had a lot of not so good things happen in my life. And one of them also is a very, very hard thing to swallow in my life, with a lot of losses, also monetary losses. And those stories are in my book, Gumption. There are a lot of great stories that I share there that hopefully also makes you feel, hey, I'm not alone. Everybody goes through it, even those people who you may think or associate with as celebrities or very important people, or hey, that's a rich guy on the other side. No, 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 no. Has nothing to do with that. We all go through the same SH, dot, 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 right? And yeah, so that's just part of it. That's just part of life. And now I lost my train of thought. I don't even know where I was at the at the end. So going through different things. Ach yeah, I had ach ja, some German came in there. I talked about those blocks that we have and that I had. And once I decided I'm working with a coach that I felt it was the right one for me at the right time, that when things started to change. And so I invite you too, if you feel that, yes, I think I would like to learn more about it, then just schedule a time on my calendar and go to talktosabine.com, and I will give you my undivided attention, and I will give you some advice. And either we work together or not, it doesn't make a difference. But at least I will give you some pointers. And if you decide to work together, I will also let you know how. So that's what I am passionate about right now. It is my coaching program that's absolutely new with a lot of amazing things there. And of course, my free challenge, the AI Visibility Challenge. And last but not least, my book, Gumption. So go ahead and do one of the three. Either go ahead and pre-order my book at Barnes & Noble's or wherever you order your book. Barnes & Noble's here in the United States would help me to get to the number of pre-orders in order for them to keep my book in or have my book in the bookstore. Number 2, sign up for my 3-day challenge, the AI Visibility Challenge. And the link is in the show note, or just go to sabinekvenberg.com/AI challenge. And number 3, if you want to learn more about my coaching program, you can either go to talktosabine.com or send me a message on social media. And that's it. Those 3 things. You can, of course, do all 3 if you so choose to. And that brings me to the end of this Saturday live. I hope it was somewhat entertaining. You learned a little bit. And if this is the case, make sure to share it. Give me thumbs up. Subscribe if you have not yet subscribed. And I can see you at any future lives that I'm doing. And you will be notified when I put up new content. And if you like to listen to podcasts, I do have a podcast called Become Empowered. You can listen either here on my YouTube channel, or you can go to your favorite podcast app, Apple, Spotify, wherever it is, or on Google, and just look for Become Empowered. I do some solo shows, but I also have fantastic guests who join me to share their wisdom and how they overcame challenging situations, how they get through it, and what they do now to help others, and what they do now to live a fulfilled life. And that is the same thing I wish for you, my friend. So, until the next time, always remember, serve from the heart, follow your passion, and live the life you imagine.